They're being lazy bastards about this.
No, I mean, and honestly, none of Pokemon bother me at all. I think they are perfectly fine because in my mind they're like bosses, like boss Pokemon, and they serve that role. And none of them are outright super difficult.
But they had to cheat.
But
they are fundamentally stacked against you.
Well, except that they are only
Come on.
stacked against you a little bit. They're not even that hard.
Come on! Orange Jesus, come on!
But they had to cheat.
Oh my god! Shh. First try! That never happens.
No, I mean, Heartson, they're not so hard that I'm like, no, this is so fundamentally broken that it's not possible to beat.
Guys, we got that on recording!
I disagree with that as a problem.
But
you saw it here!
You don't even have to grind.
Brian's never played this game, and Sean probably doesn't remember. You know what the problem with that jar is?
It's completely random.
Yes! It is!
But the reason they...
Okay.
The reason they bother me, what if in like an RPG or something, the boss that you're fighting gets multiple turns, or if the game fundamentally breaks some of its other mechanics, like it's not weak to... it would be like if a fire gem just lost the water weakness.
No, that's not the same thing.
Okay.
That is not the same thing. That would be like a very broken thing to do. Whereas evolving something early and
that's still
giving it
cheaty
higher
as hell.
And moves it's supposed to learn later, I don't have a problem with. It'd be different to just remove a weakness. But even then, you're saying in other RPGs, I've played RPGs where they literally gave a boss a weakness, a strength against something that cannot be resisted, and it never bothered me.
That's stupid.
Well, you say it's stupid.
The game is having to break its own mechanics.
Well, yeah, but it also, again, it still didn't make the thing difficult. It just took forever.
Dungeon time!
It wasn't even that the boss was more difficult because it took less damage, because it didn't take that much damage. And yeah, it got 2 turns. Although in that game, I would argue that that's not even a, supreme, that they had to do that to balance the game. I'm sure they sat there in Nocturne and were like, you know, your team, because in that game, and in Persona 4 even, which both give their later bosses 2 turns. In Persona 4,
we're far beyond the point Brian's probably seen in this game.
In Persona 4,
what?
All of your party members go before a boss.
We were on the point of what I've seen in this game when we got to the part where we had Gorgons.
Oh, Gorons.
Okay.
In Persona 4, every time you go into a boss, they specifically give your party members.
Beamos don't like bombs.
And so, no, I don't think 2 turns is cheating in that game. If anything, it gives the boss 2 turns to react what I did.
Okay.
I had to, in Nocturne especially, since in Nocturne, it is already set up to where if you had a boss that had weaknesses or got criticals, you can have up to 8 turns. And the boss can only have a maximum of 4. So no, I don't think that's cheated at all.
Okay. Baby Didongos.
That would be insinuating that Sableye is cheating. Or original Sableye.
At least Sableye, he had terrible stats to compensate.
I just don't see the Totem Pokemon as... I mean, yes, technically they break the game's rules, but at the same time, Totem Pokemon.
Oh yeah, keys?
If
they touch a torch,
they all get stat boosts, and I'm not sure if either the last one just got a smaller stat boost, or those stat boosts are just not that significant because
they're significant.
What it is that what it is the last Totem Pokemon. First, it has a +1 to everything, but because it's at the correct level, you don't have Evolve Form stats crunched down to a first or middle form, because all of your Pokemon were now at the proper level.
But all my Pokemon are evolved by the electric one. Actually, other than a couple of them, a few of them were evolved for the grass one.
Stupid keys. If they touch a torch, they'll become fire enemies, and it will burn your wooden shield.
I killed the grass one with a water move.
I called it with Plunk.
Oh, time for one of the worst enemies in the... I'm going to show 2 ways to fight these guys. First, the kind of slow way.
All that waiting.
He's building to something, just give him a minute.
That guy looks like he's playing Kingdom Hearts 2 while you're still playing Kingdom Hearts 1.
Ha! It's because he has an X in his name.
Okay.
You know what's funny about that statement? One of them actually has an X in their name.
Okay. He jumped away, but you get what I'm doing here. You can be really quick, I just suck at the timing. Okay.
But no, I don't.
And what do you... Is it cheating and really bad if, like, Lieutenant Surge's Raichu randomly knows, like,
There we go.
flamethrower?
Well, that's also another.
Okay.
That's also another thing. The only thing I will give Sun and Moon, while its Pokemon are cheated, outside of the stat boost that they start with, they are still technically legal. They do learn all of the moves that they have.
Yeah, but those stat boosts again are like nothing.
They're enough at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, but literally, you fight. There is a part where you fight a team of them, and they're not that threatening.
Well, that's also because if you actually use that little feature to see the game's stat modifications, all of those Pokemon only have a plus
Bye,
1
Dodongos.
to 1 stat. To balance the fact that all of her team have stat boosts they shouldn't have, it's only a plus 1, and it's to 1 stat.
But the one that had plus 1 to every stat was still, he went down to 2 regular effective hits.
And I beat it with a single fairy move.
Well,
and
okay, but that defeats the thing, you know? I did it with 2, so my only problem with Totem Pokemon is
Okay.
the issue with Totem Pokemon in general is that you know what to expect. I think part of the difficulty in Pokemon is that, they can catch you off guard if you don't know what you're fighting, but when you fight gym leaders, you always know what you're fighting.
Which goes back to my...
Totem Pokemon can at least help bridge that gap a little to where even though you're using a technically type advantageous Pokemon, it has to be strong enough to win.
Okay, with that, I have to ask... I re-ask my question now with new knowledge. If you are playing Pokemon Blind and Archer throws out the Blinding Speed Scyther and you have no idea what the hell Blinding Speed actually does, is that cheating?
But you're talking about like
We're talking about the fact that the Scyther has an ability that makes it to where anything you throw at it has a 25% chance of hitting.
I mean,
But you don't. But all you know is that the game tells you that Scyther basically, you know, at the start of the when Scyther came out, after you threw your Pokemon out, Scyther used Blinding Speed and like did the double team animation.
Okay.
oh, so this is a move, not an ability.
No, this is an ability.
Oh, okay.
So,
I mean, no.
Scyther's ability would be Blinding Speed, which means that when the Scyther comes out, he's 25% chance of you have a 25%.
I mean, honestly,
chance of hitting
my answer to that, Brian, is that today, the response to that would be you're gonna look up what blinding speed is, and you'll find out.
But what if it's a kid that doesn't have access to the internet?
Carson, that doesn't exist.
we know some.
No, I mean, no, okay, okay.
So
No, that does exist, but that exists in like grown adults too. I mean, I don't like the way you asked your question. Is what was my point to that one. The fact that you specifically singled out kids. No, I don't think there's more kids than adults who don't have access to the internet.
So-
I think that's just a broad number. That's still a small number of people. You're talking about a very small minority of people who don't have access to the internet.
This is a gimmick now.
I don't think you make your games with the idea of a minority.
Now, a scholar of game design would tell you that that we were supposed to design something in there for you to know. But in my opinion, I don't really see how I can do that without just literally telling you what it does.
You can't jump over there.
So Brian, my question to you is, how would you make Pokemon more difficult? I mean, obviously, there's no surefire way to make it.
Well, I mean, difficulty is centered around the fact that the whole point of the game is that it's a player versus game situation, which means that the game does what it's supposed to do, which is that it's supposed to stop you from doing what completing your goals. And at the base of the Pokemon, your goal is to win the battle. Which means that the game has to work to stop you from winning the battle. And how does it do that? Prevent you from using your Pokemon to kill the AI's Pokemon. And it will essentially do that through some way.
Here we go.
In reality, that would mean that basically the AI would
Sadly, I don't have a lot of deck amounts
continue
left.
to have a balanced combination of teams and not throw out Pokemon in the same order so that you could switch to the Pokemon that you need to kill this thing. Or like in the Pokemon Stadium format, you don't get to switch after you kill a Pokemon.
Okay, come on, jerks.
I mean, honestly, in my opinion, I would say that the best way. I mean, if you're gonna go a gym route, and honestly, I still think Pokemon will have a place. You could just put them in there as like bosses. If you're gonna go a gym route, I would think that
Come here, guys.
at least like
I just don't
maybe
want to
start
fall
off with
off.
typing. But I don't think you should finish your gym
Yeah.
with one type.
That works. Come
I
here.
think there should be a point where it's like, in some way, you can figure out what Pokemon would be good, but not. Well, you know, they have an ice type. They're gonna have that one. They might have one Pokemon to block their weakness,
Okay.
so that you can't bring one Pokemon type in there
So,
to beat it. But
that
that
was
only
me.
works for so long. I would say at least the last two gyms should have like. The last two gyms should be like theme based, so that you have to figure out a broader sense of what you're doing. And even then, I would say even less than that. I would say like the last three gyms.
If you have enough...
Man, honestly, here's how I would do it. I would start off the first 5 gyms. They would all be type based, but their types would go up, would rise in difficulty in the sense of they would have more resistances. Like the 5th one would probably, I don't want to say it'd be a steel type, but it would not be a rock type gym, and it would not be an ice type gym. Honestly, I don't think your ice type gym should pass your 3rd gym status. And honestly, if the rock gym's not the first 2 gyms, you shouldn't have one.
Okay.
But by the 6th gym, I would format it so that it is less type oriented.
Okay, this is unrelated. We were talking about the L is real, but that's what this tablet is.
Wow. So wait, you're telling me that's the same tablet?
Yes, it is.
See the connections. This is actually far into the dystopian future, and Mario is immortal.
Stop.
And so
Okay, Matt.
and so the geography of Mushroom Kingdom has changed so much that this was Mushroom Castle's courtyard.
Hey guys, here's a theory. What if game theory isn't really that important, and Matt Pet just likes to make money?
Yeah,
But
that's not...
the theory. Okay.
Hey, when he's trying to.
Yeah, I just opened this on puzzle that way.
Hey, his videos are good when he's trying to not shit on some franchise.
Anyway, as I was saying, I would make the last 3 gyms no longer type based. I would make them more theme based. Like there is a theme you can figure out, so that you can better prepare yourself for that gym leader, but still not walk in totally with a total idea of what you could have.
We also have to look at the fact that technically Pokemon is a narrative RPG, which means that what exactly is better for your game? The fact that your game is more difficult, or the fact that your game is more thematically correct?
That's my problem with Pokemon difficulty, where most people want to throw conventions out the window because they want more challenge, but the conventions that are the foundation of Pokemon is just, well, this doesn't challenge me, so fuck it!
Well, I mean, it in retrospect, because I don't think people have basically asked this question enough. Gym leaders are supposed to be masters of the type that they specialize in. Yet in reality, nothing within any Pokemon game, in my opinion, has displayed that. Especially when it came to the Elite Four. The Elite Four have shown nothing to basically make me say, wow, this guy has really thought long and hard about Ghost Pokemon. So much so that he not only is an expert in those Pokemon, hit one of his ghost Pokemon have something that is different from all the other ghost Pokemon.
Okay, boy. Okay.
I'm not sure if I found your point, Brian.
For example,
What?
Brock is a master of rock type Pokemon. Yet Brock has an Onix and a Geodude. True, yes, it's because he's the first gym leader, but at the same time, what character development is there for Brock? There's none. Possibly the only character that actually has real character development within the first 2 Pokemon games is Lance, because he appears in both of them.
Okay. So,
Technically within main story.
we're almost at the boss, guys.
Alright.
And even some more
Aw,
so in
yeah.
the second game because he is the champion.
And like Cynthia, Lance actually appears and does stuff. That's at least a cool thing about the generation.
Well, I mean, and Cynthia, again, is like one of the only times where I feel like Pokemon actually tried to be challenging and was totally... I can't think of anything wrong with Cynthia.
Okay,
I liked her as a character. Her champion team is pretty good.
so
I use an anime episode of Pokemon as a reference about how one of the older episodes back in the first season, Ash ran across a guy that had Sandshrew. The Sandshrew knew Fissure. He somehow trained his Sandshrew to learn a move that in reality it shouldn't know.
but apparently a lot of the old anime, some stuff from Japan was bad, but then a lot of 4Kids dubbing is just they say the wrong.
Oh, okay, Brian, so...
Like, I love how you're just standing there watching this thing walk towards you like, it's a box! It's a box!
So, Brian, what are you saying?
I'm saying that thematically, Brock isn't a rock type specialist. He's not a master of rock Pokemon. Nothing Brock does makes me believe that he's a master of rock Pokemon. It just makes me believe that he's a guy standing in the back of the gym with assistants that don't even stop me when I walk up to him just so I can beat him with his Geodude and his Onix.
Hope everyone saw that. 2 Deku sticks.
So is that why you appreciate... You like to think of Pokemon with the grinding to the first gym leader?
Well, I mean, it's just that
Okay.
it's that in combination with the fact that I understand why you wouldn't do the grinding to the first gym leader. It's that Pokemon, in essence, is a narrative RPG because there is not enough randomness within the customization of Pokemon to merit it to be about character progression, which means it's not a dungeon crawler. It's literally a narrative RPG, which means it's about story, it's about characters, it's about depth, which means that for a game that is a narrative RPG about depth, it is very lacking in the fact that Brock has 0 depth. Misty has 0 depth.
And most people who argue otherwise are mixing their memories of the anime.
Lieutenant Surge possibly has more depth than the previous 2, but still none.
Okay. Talk about Ocarina of Time for just a minute here. I love this little upcoming scene. This always amuses me. What's about to happen after Daruni is done talking? It's not like an important So, also, the Gorons had the ability to lift bombs. They could have easily got back into the Dongo's cavern. They were just being lazy, but you get the spiritual stone, but the scene I'm talking about is after he gives you the stone. I've always found this amusing. So, then we can go back to other discussions. So that's 2 of the 3 stones down.
Anyone else notice that the gems are Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald? See, they're really back to Pokemon too. All Nintendo games are connected, man.
So,
And there's an X right in the middle.
good video title joke though. Okay, the scene I'm talking about is about to happen. This
What? All Nintendo worlds are interconnected and there's an X right in the middle?
So he tells you to go see the Great Fairy, but hold on. It's when these two drop in. I love this scene. This is great. How about a big Goron hug, brother?
So, Brian.
Okay. Okay, guys. So my question of the day is, what did you guys think of my run of the Dodongo's Cavern? This is one of my quickest runs of this dungeon to date. I did really well. I didn't fuck up too badly. The only time I kind of stumbled a bit was not being able to quickly kill the Lizalfos, but other than that, I think this run was really, really good. But anyway, I would really love to know what you guys think. You can leave your thoughts, opinions, and answers in the comments below, or you can leave them on social media. All my social media links are in the video description. Now, as always, I need to be a shill for a minute. If you liked my video, please hit the like button and leave some comments. If you're new to my channel and want to see more of my videos, please hit the subscription button and subscribe. If you're already subscribed, please ring the bell next to the subscription button. That gives you the proper notifications of whenever I upload a new video. Also, don't forget to follow me on social media. Doing all of these things really helps out the channel, and it really helps our communities grow. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. See you guys next time.